Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading. Woo! Did I get a lot for you? The thing about Sagittarius is that Sagittarius will teach you to live life to the fullest. Just so you know, my ascendant and rising is Sagittarius. So in a lot of ways, I relate to Sagittarius readings way more than Virgo. Deep in the core of a Sagittarius, you embody living life to the fullest completely. But for a lot of you, there's an elephant in the room. Today, we're going to talk about that elephant. But first, I see a couple of you are planning a trip or going on a trip this month. I see white sand beaches and the sunshine shining through behind the brim of a really big floppy hat. For others of you, you got your sunglasses on, you're ready to go. But you know why you feel so good when you travel and when you go on vacation? It's because you finally release your burdens. You release your baggage on those trips. But the key in life is not to escape all the time, but instead to live a life that you don't want to escape from. That's easier said than done for some of us. So your recent past shows the 7 of Cups. This shows me that you were having some indecision, some illusions going on, feeling of confusion and not being able to see past the fog. So that might have been recently, probably in April, okay? In the middle of your spread, you got a very interesting combination that goes along with a lot of the stuff I just said. So the Hangman confirmed that there's an elephant in the room. So there's several groups of people with this Hangman. Okay, so for some of you, it's someone that you hold a lot of resentment towards, but you also love to pieces. Maybe this person has been driving you crazy for years, but you've come to accept that they're never going to change their toxic ways. But maybe for some reason, and maybe it's because you've been with them for decades, right? You can't let go. It could be because of finances for some of you. And then I'm just hearing the words from the ether. It's complicated. I'm just hearing it's complicated. I'm going to show you a little video that I saw on my TikTok. And for whatever reason, I really, really related this to Sagittarius for this month. And it's just something that I want you to watch. After that, I will go into the other scenarios.
Because the most dangerous prison is the one you don't recognize you're in. It's the relationship where your silence is safer than your truth. It's the job that looks good on paper but is slowly killing you, draining the life out of you. It's the version of yourself that everyone claps for, but you know is just a curated mask. Those cages are lined with gold, decorated with success, framed with compliments. So you stay, you tell yourself it's enough, you try to make it work. You rearrange the furniture of your pain instead of asking why you're still living in it. You buy new things to distract yourself from old wounds. You collect accolades, relationships, aesthetic milestones, and wonder why you still feel hollow. Because the problem was never how the cage looked. The problem was that it was never meant to hold you. You're not meant to live there. And here's the raw truth. You cannot become who you were meant to be by protecting the systems that required your smallness. You cannot build a life of freedom if you're still trying to be agreeable to the people who loved your obedience. You cannot become your fullest self while preserving the environments that were designed to suppress you. And yet, most people don't want to leave the cage. They want to redecorate it, make it tolerable, more palatable, easier to explain to other people. They fear what's outside. They fear the unknown, the judgment, the grief, the change. So instead of tearing down the walls, they paint them. They hang up affirmations. They go to therapy and return to the same toxic dynamic. They write self-love mantras on the walls of systems built on self-rejection. That's not healing. That's performing healing. That's trying to outgrow something while still being loyal to it. So ask yourself, what cages have you called growth? What cages have you tried to normalize? What relationships have you tried to fix when the real fix was leaving? What beliefs have you clung onto because you were too afraid to ask, what if this isn't true anymore? What identities are you still performing for people who stopped seeing you a long time ago? What are you still decorating that you should have destroyed? Because here's the thing, healing is not aesthetic. Freedom is not soft. Real healing will ask you to walk out of rooms where you were once the favorite. It will ask you to become too loud for the people who praised your silence. It will ask you to burn the version of yourself that made everyone else comfortable, but slowly killed your joy, slowly took away your voice. It will ask you to confront the painful truth. You stayed too long, my dear.
So, I think that video said everything that could possibly be said. So that's one group of you. For others, the hangman could actually be you waiting on something. Maybe you work freelance. Maybe you're waiting for bookings. Maybe you're waiting for clients. There's just a sense of waiting and being up in the air, kind of not knowing what's going to happen. Some of you are waiting for another opportunity. The Emperor in your family position signifies the father, signifies dad. So for a lot of you, this whole reading could have something to do with your father or something to do with a father figure in your life. The Six of Swords on top of the Hanged Man is saying that you have to let go of the baggage somehow. You have to find another perspective. You have to focus on two things. You have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is covering your whole reading. All right? And underlying your whole reading is the Three of Cups. So between both of these, you're a little delulu with happiness. Despite the setbacks, despite what you're ignoring, there's a lot of really positive outlook, positive energy, lots of people that are surrounding you with love, a lot of friend groups, a lot of parties, a lot of get-togethers. There's a ton of really good energy here. But it almost looks like a fantasy life, right? Like you can see, like it's like so happy and like bright and just the colors are so colorful. And you're focusing on that this month, Sagittarius. Like there's a sense of you feeling very, very sexy, feeling very, very yourself this month, feeling very attuned to your own energy, but you're very much in your head still about a lot of things. So in order to get into your body this month, you got Temperance in your hopes and fears section. And Temperance in your hopes and fears section is telling me that you want balance, but you just don't know how. Because you're in this really flighty, happy, deliriously happy almost energy. And what I'm getting is that you have to focus on the sensual pleasures. So, for example, you can try warm Epsom salt baths will bring you back into your body, back into feeling grounded. For some of you, it's going to be in the form of having nice fragrances, colognes, perfumes. That's going to make you feel sensually in your body again. For others of you, it might be going to a spa and getting a treatment of some kind. So you're going to get back into your body in sensual ways this month. You're going to connect to your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra being connected to your divine feminine. A lot of you are going to be feeling your dark feminine energy. So whatever anger you're feeling within this situation that I spoke of earlier, whatever anger you're feeling towards the person or towards the situation, you're going to channel that into whatever projects or work that you're doing. You're going to channel that into your creativity. So your anger, you're going to hone that and you're going to use that. You might have some darker makeup on this month. You might be wearing a lot more sexier clothing. You might be a little bit high on yourself this month. So it's important that you kind of ground yourself in whatever way that you can. Bring yourself back to balance. You might be also feeling impatient or discouraged due to slow results or a stagnancy going on. You have to focus on the happiness and the fun vibe this month. Focus on the good things. Focus on the things that bring you joy. Focus on changing your perspective with this situation. Because when someone is a negative Nancy or like a toxic energy, you have the power to turn that around in yourself. All right? You are the transmuter of energy. Remember that. you have the ability to transmute that energy. A lot of you do. Some of you are still working on how to do that, but for the most part, it's about not letting it affect you emotionally the way it has in the past. Because for a lot of you, it really affected you in deep, profound ways that rocked you to the core. And you can't let things affect you like that. You have to be able to transmute the energy and do the work in order to transmute the energy in any way that you can. So for a lot of you, it's going to be writing. It's going to be writing it out. It's going to be writing out your anger. It's going to be talking to a therapist. It's going to be leaving a situation. For a couple of you, it's going to be leaving a situation. Because in the future position, you have the Tower reversed. And the Tower reversed tells me that some of you are letting go of something. Some of you are rebuilding something. Some of you might have just let this go and are now rebuilding a situation. So in your future position, you also have the King of Cups and the Five of Swords. Now you are embodying the King of Cups this month. You're taking the lead, all right? You are some type of leader or teacher on some type of stage in front of some type of group of people. And there's a challenge with the Five of Swords. You're going to be dealing with some sort of betrayal or disappointment. I really read this to be disappointment. I feel like someone isn't what you expected. I feel like you might have thought differently of somebody and they're not what you expected. That's what I'm getting. So something turns around to disappoint you in a way. I feel like it's going to be some type of lesson. Like it's going to teach you something about people. It's going to teach you something about business, some of you. For some of you, it's going to teach you something about relationships, okay? Because this is someone that you either were friends with or had some type of working connection to, is what I'm getting. So there's some type of disappointment that happens there. But you still have crowning your position and underlying your entire circumstance, these two cards. So I want you to remember that this month. I want you to remember throughout it all, there's a lot of happy energy. There's a lot of sexy energy. There's a lot of playful energy. There's a lot of opportunity to make the best of every situation. Okay? And that is your reading, Sagittarius, for May 2025. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for subscribing, and I will see you next month.